Hi guys, this side Shivanshu Singh, and now I'm going for the reading the books. And today is the part 3. Make yourself a priority from Good Vibes and Good Lives. So today I will read this. So first I will try with this pen inside the mouth. It's like this. It's good for the vocal practice. So now I'm trying approximately 1 page or 2 page with this inside the mouth, using the pen inside the mouth, and after that I remove the pen and I will go as a normal reading. Okay, so it's okay. First I go at the introduction. It's not a selfish or sign of a weakness to distance yourself or walk away from those who constantly bring down your value. Life is about balance, it's about spreading kindness, but it's also about not letting anyone take that kindness away from you. Do you think it's selfish to put yourself first? Depending on the context, it can be selfish to think to yourself and not others. For example, if a pie is cut into 8 equal pieces, if a pie is cut into 8 equal pieces and there are 8 hungry people in the room, it would be selfish of you to take 2 pieces. However, it's often important to put yourself first. You have a lot of energy to give, but you must save some of that energy for yourself. You came into this world alone and you will live on your own. Your longest relationship in life is with yourself. Only when you manage this relationship well can you manage your relationship with others. It's very terrible for me reading the pen inside the mouth again. Sadly, we must accept that even though someone means well, they may repeatedly inflict pain on our souls without considering the effect that their actions and words are having on us. Ideally, we want to be in a place where our mood does not shift because of someone else's behavior, but only the most spiritually evolved among us are able to do this, to demonstrate unconditional ongoing love in spite of others' actions towards them. Most of us still have a long way to go before we ascend into states of consciousness high enough to allow us to love all people without condition or expectation. If we are not spiritually involved, if we are not spiritually evolved individuals, then constant interaction with toxic people can suck the energy out of us, which, which in time will make us feel drained. It is much easier to see the good in life when you are around positive people. The personal growth is growing process and it can take a long time to get to place where you are unaffected by another people's behavior. So sometimes you have to cut out those people who continuously cut you. They are venomous and restrict your progress. Now I'm outside out the pen. It is too terrible using the pen inside the mouth. So you can maximum 1 or 2 pages can be read with the using the pen. And now I'm read the normally. Going to read the normally. It's after all, it's how to function. Not to mention crack a smile. When someone keeps feeding you poison, think of a plant. If you keep it under toxic condition, it can grow and will soon start to wither. but under the right condition, it will thrive and grow into something beautiful. Once it becomes big and strong, it's hard to destroy. People can be toxic too. A toxic person might be someone who criticize everything you do, expect too much, lack respect, shows very little support. They might ridicule, neglect, physically abuse, manipulate, and belittle you. These people are usually unwilling to confront their toxic action and make changes. I hope you are understand my English. So now again next. So when you find yourself around people who are toxic towards you, your inner peace will be lost. Your inner peace will be lost, and you will be more likely to pass on the pain this cause you to others. This begs the question: it is selfish to think of ourselves here, or is it selfish of them to expect that we should be okay with it? Ending a toxic relationship can be incredibly difficult. It's hard to break free from those close to you, even if you are hurting you. But once you remove those people from your life, you make way for a river of positivity to flow. You will have time to space for introspection, healing, and growth. And like the plant, you too will become strong. Now, check your own behavior. We want to everyone else to stop being toxic, but we rarely review our own action. The most important relationship you have is this one with yourself. So there is no excuse not to break free from your own toxic ways. So it's important that you can identify any toxic tendencies you might have and that are hurting others or yourself. When we are annoyed or upset, we assume that everyone around us is fine. We excuse ourselves for acting in unkind ways by blaming our mood, not realizing that other people might be going through a tough time themselves. This can bring other people down, which means that not only are you feeling hurt, but now someone else is too. Even those who believe example, they are leading by example, often forget to review their own actions and demonstrate by experience. I have had myself. If you have seen my Instagram page, you will know I post. Always review your behaviors. Always review your behaviors and make an effort to change any that are toxic towards yourself or others. This is not only how you grow, it's also an act of self-love. You are showing yourself that you are deserve better than the behaviors limiting your progress. Quotes and advice. What you might not know is that quite often my words are lifted by other social media pages and reposted as someone else's inspiring words, as flattering as it is to see my words and thought being said by people. It's not satisfying seeing my watermark being removed and no credit given to me. What really strikes me is that there are a number of pages promoting positivity to huge audience that have still refused to correct their mistake. When I reached out, the people behind these pages told me They did not want to take post down and repost them correctly because they had a great engagement on them and they had loose follower. Some of these people had profited from my words but still did not feel the need to acknowledge my message. One said that everyone else was doing it, so I should get over it. Among the most interesting responses was, let it go. Your name does not need to be on it. If you are a positive person there, then you don't need to contact me ever again. This has led me to realize that even those who are doing the most preaching and appearing to promote positivity and love are not always following their own advice. In truth, in truth, I did need to get over it. Once they refused to do anything about it, I had to focus on working selflessly. I have managed to overcome my disappointment and remind myself that the most important thing for me is that positive message is getting out there. This is how I find my peace. However, this response exposed something that's very common in the world, shifting blame. We are quick to point out what's wrong with someone else so that we can avoid taking responsibilities for our own actions. We could say that it's not our responsibility if others are offended by our actions. After all, it's only their perception and ideas around our actions that are actually hurting them. If I feel that I am right, yet someone else feels that I am wrong, who is right? But even when you think someone is overacting, you must try to understand the root cause of why they feel the way they do. Usually it's because usually it's because you have violated one of their personal values, and if someone says they are hurt by your actions, you must believe they are hurt. You can't decide for them whether or not they felt hurt in the first place. I have learned this with my partner. Sometimes I take my jokes too far and cause offense. If she then bravely admits her vulnerability to me, the worst thing I do is make her feel bad for opening up to me by being defensive, thus shifting blame onto her. You can't tell someone that their feelings are invalid. You have to try to seek understanding first, identify they feel the way they do, and then see what you can do to make it better. This is important for all relationships. We are all different and we all deserve respect for our feelings. Acknowledging and understanding someone's pain not only allows you to learn about them but also helps you to grow. You are not expected to be flawless. We all make mistakes, but you must be willing to learn, grow, and remain respectful. So for the today it's enough for today. So now next day I will read The Power of Good Partner. Okay, page number is 85. So thank you.